Gaz Nev Manaf Nasser. I can't say any of these names. God, BYBIT, Wolf,
Australian.
Anton, and I know Peter James. That's an easy one. Boyd Oakes, or otherwise known as Brad on Twitter. He's gonna hate me for that. So apparently, I'm Liz. He's Brad.
Gaz says you're a gearhead and you drive a Holden.
I don't drive a Holden. It sits in my garage. It's a special one. It's only got 3,000 kilometers on it, and it's number 1113 of the very last Holdens to roll off the line. So there was 1,200 Holdens that they made at the end, and mine is number 1113, and that's So there we go. It's awesome. A Holden Motorsport.
Oi, oi, oi. So listen, welcome along, everybody. Thank you for joining us. It's been one hell of an epic week.
Also, Danny S., George Urban, Chronomatic, Peter James, that's an easy one, Talib Allah, Cody Lee, Stephen Burns, Tony Eden. Oh my God, they just go forever. So hi guys, hi everyone. Hi,
Lisa, I tell you, Lisa, with the calls you've been making, I understand why so many people are showing up, because they've been pretty damn good. In fact, I'm going to have to post my 1,000 to 1,000,000 charts soon. I was just sitting down with somebody earlier. We went back through all the coins of the week.
Michael wants me to say his name. Michael, that's easy.
You're famous, Michael.
Oh, Chris Mackay, Janet is there. Yes. So we all have our names incorrectly. Everyone calls us weird stuff. So everyone always calls me Liz for some bizarre reason. It's Lisa. It's an S. It's not a Z. But yeah, Chris Mackay is Janet and Boyd is Brad, in case anyone's wondering.
Very good. Well, listen, we're going to jump into the charts in a moment, people. But look, we're obviously doing these live so we can attempt to get to as many of your questions as possible. I know you come at them on the daily on Twitter for Lisa, so I'm sure she's already prepared to answer many of them. But please do put them in the chat. We'll periodically come back to that.
I know. I just got a hi, Lizzie. It's like, that's it. Delete him. Block him. Block him.
So a couple of things before we get going, people, which is happening any second now, but please do smash the likes. It helps other people know we're here. We do appreciate that. And hey, we haven't had one dislike before the show even began this week. So
because they're going to smash it now. It's like, smash the like buttons, guys. It's like. It's like, woo.
And also for seasoned traders out there, or experienced traders, if you do want to support this channel by doing more than hitting the like, there is a link below to BYBIT, who are supporting this channel. So if you are a trader and you're going to be using that platform, please use our link. It's the Lisa and Sean link below. That would be fantastic if you can do that.
If you're Lisa. My 9 and 21 EMA strategy, which was on the show 2 weeks ago. So perfect for BYBIT and for their margin trading. It's a perfect. You'll make stacks of money.
Not financial advice, but you might.
Well, you will if you use a stop loss and you don't get wrecked.
Now, Lisa, before we get into the charts, I just wanted to sort of recap the major news of the week and just get your thoughts on what you think was actually the biggest piece of news, because there's been a whole heap.
So much news this week. So crypto is everywhere. I have every man, their dog and their cat and their grandma asking me.
Yeah, literally. Likewise. Yeah. In my case, I've got a bunch of lunatics that know nothing and expect not to have to do any research. I'll tell them everything, but come on, guys. Please watch some of the longer form interviews. And Lisa, I just watched your stop loss video earlier as well, and the link is below.
So if anyone is not familiar with how everything works on my Twitter, so on my Twitter, go to my profile. There's a whole heap of pinned tweets They give you all how to read my charts, stop losses, laddering techniques, how to search my charts, more importantly, within Twitter. So you go into the search bar and you put in my name and then the chart that you want, and it's usually there. It also has a link to a website that I post charts every couple of weeks to, so and they're updated regularly. So everything is there, guys, and I keep getting the same questions over and over and over and over.
Links below, people. Use them. Use them.
Yeah.
And Lisa's got a little bit of food poisoning today as well, so make
No,
sure
I've got.
She's not feeling that great. She's still here live doing this for you.
I'm allergic to seafood, and I took a bite of a prawn cracker, which was really dumb. But anyway, so yeah.
Right, these people are dying to look at the charts, but just very quickly, Lisa, I'm just going to rattle through some news and just give me your thoughts on what you think's the biggest news and the most important. So look, I mean, going from the top here, we've had this Canadian Bitcoin ETF launched late last week, already 400 million of volume within 2 days. They're expecting $1 billion by the end of the week. That's huge. Yep. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, on CNBC was talking in terms of dabbling in Bitcoin. He said their clients are asking for it. Now, if you don't know, BlackRock have more assets under management than any other firm in the world. That's actually my biggest piece of news. We'll debate that in a second. Obviously, we hit $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin, massive. New all-time high for Ethereum. We've got MicroStrategy looking at buying more Bitcoin as well.
They're not looking at buying, they are actually buying. So they're buying $2,000 every 10 minutes of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, that's massive. They're actually
until they hit 900,000.
Which is 0.48 of all BTC.
900,000 million on. It's just under $1 billion anyway.
Only Lisa's got more than that.
I wish I had more than that.
Binance Coin overtakes Tether, moves into number 3. Huge. Is that still going to get up in value, Lisa? I'm dying to hear your thoughts.
That's one of my charts today. So we're going to have a look.
Stay tuned for that, people. 100 million in NFT sales in the last month. Not sure how with the Ethereum fees, but it's happened. That's booming. And what else we got? Now, if you've got more than one Bitcoin, you're in the top 2% globally of holders.
If you have more than like 2 Bitcoins, what does that make you? Or more than 10
makes
Bitcoins?
You.
Or more than 100 Bitcoins?
Makes you Lisa.
Be like Lisa.
Right, we're all trying to be. Yeah, I mean, if one Bitcoin sort of feels beyond you at this point, take heart in the fact that 0.15 Bitcoin, if you got 0.15 Bitcoin, you're in the top 9% globally. That's doable, people, especially if you've been following.
That is very doable.
Yeah. So of all those news snapshots there, Lisa, what do you think is the most important?
Well, I know you think BlackRock, but I think MicroStrategies, just with how they're buying and what they're doing. So with their automated trades and the $2,000, so it sort of dollar cost averages along the way. Obviously, Bitcoin goes up and down and dips, so that's it's a good strategy of buying in. They're not going the OTC desk route. So there was a guy on Twitter last night that had no idea how markets worked. And he was arguing that OTC data should be registered somewhere. And I'm just like, and I tried to give him an analogy like that's like, a big toilet paper supplier supplying to a retail chain. And then you come in as the retailer and you're buying your toilet paper at a more expensive price. So when you go in and you're buying OTC, from either, Binance Desk, Bitfinex has them. I do them all the time. So, if you're doing that sort of thing, then, you're obviously paying a discount on the BTC because there's such large volumes. And then, obviously the retailers are paying slightly more. So, I was trying to explain that to him on Twitter and he just didn't get it. So Yeah, so that data is not registered. Like obviously it's you can see it on the whale calls. We'll get Sean to put a link down here. So for whale calls, if you want to have a look, they have a website. They also have a Telegram channel that you can link into and have a look at all those calls coming through. So any sort of big movements, normally sort of over about 5 to 10 million, are all put on whale calls. And, you know, you see the BTC or the Tether or whatever coin is moving. So, yeah, so these are all done behind the scenes. They're not registered, you know, sort of volume on exchanges.
Yep. So Asia woke up on a Monday morning and a small sell-off as we go to air. So should we jump on in and we're kicking off with BTC as we usually do?
We can kick
off. I'll hand it over to you at this point, Lisa. I've done enough talking.
You've done enough talking.
Yeah, I think you're the major draw card anyway, so the floor is yours.
All right, so this is a rather clean BTC chart for me. So I'll show you the messy one after. So we have got this pitchfork happening on BTC, which we've just almost hit the upper level. So we've got a channel within the channel. You know, we're holding this level, which is this support at the moment. It is possible that this support could break down, retouch this median line. You know, BTC is sort of like in a slow grind upwards. I don't see it doing any sort of major drops at the moment. This drop here is not major either. So it's sort of like the 51, 52K mark. That may not happen.
It's a slow grind, Lisa. A fast grind is going to be.
Oh yeah, we haven't had any of those fast grinds for quite some time where we've had those massive big candles, and I think that's just due to the price. So you know, and as it sort of just increases, we're getting all those. You know, obviously the mentality of this is that it's 58,000 or whatever it is US dollars, and people are now at that mindset where I can't own a full coin of Bitcoin, so I'm going to go and buy some alts, and I can own 100 of these or whatever, similar to what we saw starting to happen in 2017. So this is like we're seeing all the alts run at the moment. So this is the beginning. And it's like, you know, I think we're only at the very, very beginning of this run. And I think we've got a long way to go. You know,
just made a lot of people very happy with that comment.
Yeah.
Including me.
There's only money just, you know, all these big investors and all these big investment firms are only just starting to move into the market. So, yeah, so much room to grow. So if we have a look at my chart, this is my very messy chart that I put on Twitter last night, and we've come down, we've touched where I said it would, we've bounced here, we'll come back up. We should break down below. This will give us that, that drop to that median line, and then we'll continue higher. So that's kind of what we're looking at on BTC. So this is... we'll go to the total crypto market cap. So this chart is on TradingView as well. So with all the levels. So we've hit this level perfectly, and we're coming down for a retrace. So this, the money coming in and out of the market, like we hit, what was it, $3 trillion on the total crypto market cap this week, I think. So it's, you know, massive. So obviously,
I think that's some food poisoning there, Lisa. I think it was 1.5. 1.5.
That was you saying it. I'm looking at it going, hang on a sec, it's 1.7.
Oh, okay. I'll meet you in the middle.
So, so this is going to go a little bit sideways. So this is in line with what BTC is doing as well in this movement sideways. So, and probably down to this median line. So we have got a minor correction happening in the total crypto market cap at the moment. So I do expect that to sort of move a little bit sideways. We've got 6 days left on this weekly close. And, we should just fill this out a little bit more before we continue up higher. So if we have a look at the dominance, which is going to be really slow, we are holding the support level and we're bouncing off the bottom. So BTC is going to continue to do that for this week. So we'll continue in this range at the moment under this sort of resistance and just fill this out a little bit more. And then we will, as BTC sort of breaks that 60K level, that's when we'll start to see the dominance rising. So at the moment, alts are looking good. They've got no concern or stress. The other altcoin has hit a resistance as well. So you can see we've got a minor resistance in this region that we have rejected from. So there is a possibility if BTC dominance continues to rise that this is a B wave. So it's not necessarily a B wave, but if BTC dominance does continue on this rise here, this others chart is going to decrease, which means the alts will bleed a little bit because the money is all going into BTC. So so right now alts are looking okay to move up. But yeah, so there's a concern that they could in the near future. If we need to watch when Bitcoin hits above 60. So it's going to take about a week or 2 weeks to break that 60K mark. Obviously, it's a psychological number, and a lot of sell-offs happen around that area because people are like, okay, it's 60K, it's not going any further. And, that's where all the sell-offs happen.
There's been a lot of chat for a number of months now, hasn't it? People were always putting 60K out there as that figure where we might see a retrace.
Yeah, so I've got a 66 as my next target, but on this third wave, potentially we're going up to about 90K, probably could even touch the 100K mark. So if we go back to this chart here and we have a look at the fib projections, so we've got a 99K target up here. So potentially we can crawl along here, or we could break out and just continue up. No. So looking at the slow grind theory, which is kind of happening with new players coming into the market, people selling off, people buying, the 99K by the end of the year is very, very possible right now.
Indeed. I mean, another thing just to point out quickly while we're talking about this is that, this is the third parabolic run in Bitcoin in a decade. And if you compare this to every single asset class there's ever been, 3 parabolic advances in a decade on a log scale, it's never happened before. I mean, we're in completely unprecedented territory here.
So if we look at the BLX on that, that does put us into a super cycle, and that's being as a third parabolic run, that is what a super cycle is. So, and that's kind of what we're seeing here, and we can see this is a monthly chart, and we can just see these candles like still looking super strong. Obviously at this candle here, we had this gravestone doji, and, everyone was, this hammer. And then everyone was sort of going, wow, this is it. Bitcoin's going to die. So I'm like, no. So that was around our 30K mark where everyone had decided to short. So, since that point, we've doubled essentially in a very, very short period. So within a month, we've gone from 30K to 60K or almost 60K. And we've still got so much room here to continue to move. So, and we do have like strong supports along the way. We don't have a lot of resistance in these regions. So it's pretty easy for Bitcoin to continue up.
Wow.
So,
deep breath. Ethereum. What's going on here?
So Ethereum is trapped in a channel. So if we go to a 12, this is a 12-hour chart, we can see that our wave count here, we've hit 2,000, which is good. We've not completed this wave count. We're in the fourth wave in this, so we'll probably get a little bit more sideways before we continue up, and then we'll have another correction within Ethereum. You know, it's not getting the buys at the moment just due to the fact that gas fees are so extremely high and they continue to rise. So,
do you think that's why BNB's taken off? Do you think this sort of centralized?
It is. Well, BNB, as I said a couple of weeks ago on the show, so if, you know, Ethereum's just going to move. I'll just quickly finish Ethereum. So Ethereum's just going to move a little bit sideways here, and then we'll continue up. We should see a correction around the 2,200 mark. So if we go to BNB, so BNB, there's a whole heap of new DEX exchanges that are running on BNB. So we've got Pancake Swap, we've got Jewel Swap, we've got a whole heap of coins and tokens that are moving across and that are using Binance Chain. So, you know, BNB is going from strength to strength. This is a minor correction. We had a 600% rise on BNB. So you have to expect that there's going to be some corrections along the way. And that happened within 2 weeks. So, you know, that's a massive, massive rise. And that's due to the popularity of these DEX exchanges, that you do need to buy BNB to be able to trade on these exchanges.
Or CFI, as a lot of people call it. There's a hell of a lot of staking, yield farming, collateralization coming onto this.
Oh, there's so much coming in. So if you keep an eye on what's happening with Binance, they put out a weekly newsletter. So if you're signed up to that, you'll get it. When you log on, you get news as well onto Binance. So yeah, so much happening there. So this has moved up to number 3. So it's now above Tether, it's now above XRP. So, you know, it's incredible. So we've seen, if we have a look at the retrace so far, we've had a really bullish retrace to the 382 on the Fibonacci. I've left these on there at the moment, which was also our cross support. So, you know, for those that don't know how to use all the indicators and all of that, the cross support theory is like amazingly beautiful. And, you know, if you were doing this for the $1 million challenge, you would target that resistance, and it had an almost 30% move. So if I
did, Lisa, and thank you for that. After a year, I'm listening to every word you say now. Sorry to interrupt.
About time. So, yeah, so we should see one more drop. There's a cross support in this region. It might go just above this cross support, which is about the 255-ish mark. It could hold in this range here. It's moving really, really strongly. I expect that with demand of the coins that are traded on these DEXs, that it's going to continue to rise. Demand, you know, within like what they're doing with the Binance chain and that sort of stuff, it's going to continue to rise. So this has to be one of your staples. This is like, I'm, you know, increasing my position on this, and you know, probably move it up to around the 5%. I think I've got about 3% in BNB at the moment. So, you know, I will add to that as we go. As it dips, I've been adding. So, yeah. Another one is MPXS this week that we've seen amazing things happen on. So we've had 265%. It's going to continue. So they're doing a token burn or a redenomination, whichever way you want to call it, which basically means that the supply lowers, the coin price will increase. And yeah, so that's what's causing the rise here. So we've seen that happen in eGold, in Cocos, in a few of the other ones. So, you know, it's a really good thing. It's so less supply increases demand. So yeah, this is NPXS or Pundi. And, you know, I think this was like so dead. It's not funny after, you know, the bear market. And it's like, it's just absolutely taking off. And it's one that you really need to be sort of looking at trading. What have we got? So many charts. My computer's really slow today. So sorry, guys.
Oh, a Mesogo back to haunt me.
Yeah, so this one's had a really
while.
nice correction here. So, you know, on this point, we've had 250%. On our rebuy, we've had 150%. Like I had a rebuy here on the show from a couple of weeks ago, which is on the channel, which it's got a diagonal support. So it's got a channel and a diagonal support. So it's got that cross support happening here. So, you know, this region should hold and it should continue up. So it's looking really, really good as well. So if we have a look at OMG, so just so we know that's about $5.95 in that region. So BSV is really starting to consolidate, and it's holding these MAs on many of the time frames. So there's a few bits and pieces happening with BSV at the moment. So, and I know they've just released some sort of token thing. I don't exactly know how it works, but somebody sent me 777 Be Like Lisa tokens. Apparently I own them all. So I don't know. I don't even know how they work. So I've got to find that out. But they are tokenizing BSV at the moment. So that's something to watch. So yeah, so many of the timeframes holding these MAs, and this is looking really strong here. So, you know, the 2 hour is the only thing we've got this, and it should break above that in the next few days. So this is Mantra Deo, which was on the show a couple of weeks ago. So this was our chart of the week a couple of weeks ago, and we had a really nice move on 155% profits. We've come down, we've retested the channel. This is what has happened on many charts. We've had a strong bounce. So if we were doing 1,000 to million, that is also a cross support. So we've had a strong bounce on that cross support, and it may come down and again just retouch just to test that that channel is okay. So it's around the 0.24 mark, and then it will continue up.
That was one of my my trades in 1,000 to a million. Did very well on that, thanks to you.
Nice.
And also, surprisingly, some guys that I've known for a number of years are involved in that project. They've reached out to me, so I'm going to have them on the one of the founders on the channel this week, people. So check that out.
Amazing. So this is so if you're on Twitter, you will know there's a huge, couple of huge big Litecoin supporters on there. So Johnny is one, and he's such a huge supporter of Litecoin, and does a lot of stuff for Charlie Lee. So Litecoin is in the fifth wave here. So of this wave here, so it's actually the start wave of the fifth wave. So this is the first of the fifth, and then it will continue up. So at the moment, we're in this wave here, which will come down. So we are holding the pattern. So it can't cross around the 215 mark. So 215 is the lowest it can go without a wick. So this pattern is looking really strong to move up. So BCH, like somebody asked me, they've chain split again, and there's no way I'm charting the other BCH. This is I suppose the original BCH. I don't know. There's so many changes, but it's almost finished the fourth wave. Don't shoot me. It's like, it's really annoying that they just keep splitting. So, so it's almost finished its fourth wave. It's going to come up and continue with a fifth wave. So, I think, that is complete, and we're going up. RSI is really oversold, so it should continue. So Dash has had a really good run. It moved above the 300 mark. We're in a second wave correction of this final fifth wave here before we get a larger correction. It could go as high as 500 in this region. So it's looking really strong. I'm going to try and race through these charts. So XRP, this chart is on Twitter. So we are almost finished this correction. It is possible we could have one more drop just to retest this channel. It's not looking likely at the moment because it is trying to break out. There's, you know, obviously the SEC stuff is happening this week. I see they've just registered a company, or Ripple Labs have registered a company in Wyoming in the last couple of days, the crypto-friendly state. Yeah.
So we'll see how that...
I don't see any issues with it. So I kind of have said the whole time, I think they're going to get a slap on the wrist. I don't think it's going to be anything major. Maybe they won't be able to trade in the USA anymore. Doesn't really matter. The majority of XRP is traded out of Asia if you look at the global maps. So, you know, there's not a big issue for me with XRP. So, eGold, we didn't get that second bounce down to retest. So obviously this this long wick that we saw with this 100% rise that we got in minutes. So obviously that was stop losses just triggering and the domino effect. So we have held higher. We are holding on this diagonal support. It is possible to get one more small breakdown, maybe to retest this as support one more time. So,
Marcy and I are trying to get into this one, Lisa. Where's our entry point? Be super specific for the two of us.
Specific. So I would be entering 137 to 118 within that $20 range. This for me is a long-term hold, and I think, you know, within the next couple of months this is going to double again. So, you know, this is $1,000 coin. It's like, if this isn't $1,000 by the end of the bull run, I don't know what will be. So this is like just going to be an epic. It's an epic project.
There you go, Marcy. Make a move. I'll follow you.
So you've got potentially 10 times still on this on eGold.
Mantra again. Is it that good?
I don't know why I've got Mantra again. Why have I got this twice?
One of my biggest gainers, actually, in 1,000 to 1,000,000.
Closing that chart. Okay, so this is Cardia Chain. We had them on the channel the other day, and we interviewed them, and such an amazing project out of Vietnam. So, and government backing, which is really epic as well. So we should see some sideways movement. This is like a fourth wave correction here. So, you know, sort of targeting this region, filling out this parabola, sorry, you should pronounce it correctly.
Parabola, Lisa.
I've been listening to YouTube, and a lot of the YouTubers call it a parabola, and it's a parabola. So that's
we get a translator for the audience to
yeah. So it's looking really good. It's still got this really nice curl in this pattern and should continue up. So a little bit more sideways and then continuing. ADA Cardano. So this chart, absolutely epic. 7,500 since this went onto Twitter in about, I think, March or April last year. So massive gains. Obviously the stars are rebuy points that I've had along the way on Twitter if you have decided you wanted to sell it or not. At this point we are in a minor correction, so this is possible to keep coming down to about maybe to about the one-ish mark, I would say, or just a touch below. And then continue up. So lots of stuff happening on ADA and lots of stuff moving across. So if I go, I'll find my AGI chart. So AGI is actually going to be my coin of the week. The reason being I'm putting this behind ADA is because at the moment they're moving from Ethereum to the Cardano network. So, and this is going to be massive. So if we get in at this point now, as they're doing the chain swap. I think, this is going to be massive. It's currently only BTC traded on Binance, but I think that's going to change as the chain swap happens, and we will get, all the different pairs coming in. So potential 300% profits here. And, once it gets on the Cardano network, it's going to be really easy and really cheap to move. So yeah, a winner the whole way around.
That's our coin of the week, eh?
Coin of the week.
All right.
So go back to DOT. Obviously, we've had these massive, like ginormously huge moves. Another one, so 800%. If you've been following me the whole time on DOT, this is one of my favorite projects in the space. So the other day I posted. So we've got DOT, which is the main network, and then we've got Kusama, which is the wild network, what they call the wild network. So for those that want to know, have a search through my tweets. The Kusama is actually, she's an artist, and she was she is obsessed with dots, and polka dots, and she does exhibitions with those. She's 93 and she's a crazy Japanese lady. So, and that's where the names come from. So, and that's why it's polka dot. That's why there's Polka Starter. There's so many projects on here that are, so incredibly amazing. So DOT, obviously, it's in a minor correction at the moment. The EMAs are holding it up on the 4-hour, but I do think it's going to retrace to test this channel. So this channel, it should come back down to about between the 35, 36-ish mark and just retest this region and then continue higher. So this short term for me, I'm seeing really hugely big things for DOT and see it hitting $100 within this next big run. So Kusama today has been going crazy again. So it's continued up. So we've had 500% Kusama at this point. So we're obviously above the 500% now for Kusama and continuing up. So this is, like I said, the wild project. So this chain, like they do all the weird and wonderful stuff on. So they are really worth having a look at if you're into the technical stuff and the fundamentals. Have a look at Kusama and DOT and what they've got happening and how this is going to change the way that crypto works. So just totally amazing projects. She was just sitting there going, what? Can they see you? They can't see you. They can only see me.
No, they can't see me. Just you. They can see me when I talk, Lisa. They're here to see you on the show.
So I can only see you putting faces at me. So this is Chainlink. We are in a channel with Chainlink. We look like we'll come down and do a minor correction. So we might touch these MAs at this point. So this is at the MA point is around $30-ish, and then we should continue up. I think we're going to see the next target of 40 very shortly, but we might see that $30 mark first. Sorry guys for my charts taking so long. So this is Funfair. It's been in the world. It's not very fun. It's been in the world's longest correction. So it's my least performing coin of the week. Depressing.
Oh.
Anyway.
Did you take a loss, Lisa?
Sorry?
Did you take a loss?
No, I've not taken a loss. I've bought here. So I've bought at 30 or 0.303. And then we're above that. We're at 0.32. So I'm not in a loss. Okay.
Well, I know you're the biggest proponent of stop losses out there. So it's only for a small one if there is one.
So I have re-entered. So I entered at this point here a while back, came up here, it probably hit my stop loss as it was coming back down, but I was in profit, so it didn't matter. So it wasn't a loss. It was.
I know your thoughts on Uniswap trading, as I got a slap in the face before the show. But
asking me to.
We won't go there. Maybe after we've done the charts, we can debate that a wee bit.
So this is Literney, so which is lit. So it is crawling across the diagonal support line. So this potentially still has about 270% profits. I've seen two big YouTubers today announce it as their coin. So this is one that we've already done about 30% on, and I think this is going to continue.
God, dare I ask who these big YouTubers are? I'm not going to. I don't want to know.
The usual suspects.
I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, so this is a super new pattern. So obviously new patterns can fail, but it is moving quite well at the moment. So it's had, nice waves up in, as long as it sort of holds around not lower than 9.5. Anything above 9.5, it's going to continue up.
I have never ever heard of Lit, although I think you may have mentioned it last week, but I will have
I think I did. I think I've mentioned it a couple of times.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So this is RLC. So this is, it's holding our parabola. We've got a diagonal support that we've been bouncing off, so we should continue up. This is one of the very few charts that hasn't had that big parabolic third wave, so I'm expecting that to happen soon. I do know that they've got a lot of development on this token at the moment, or coin, and once that news sort of hits, it's going to really start moving. There's about 40% profit so far, and I'm sure that's going to continue. So Pearl, this is one that I had, that I had on a couple of weeks ago, and it made 185% profits, and it's coming down. Now this is, I showed you guys how to do this. So this is a cheats way of doing like EW. So you can get it from the supports and resistances. That's why the cross supports are so beautiful in a lot of these trades, because they work perfectly. So if we have a look at the fib retracement and we put that on to the chart, we can see that these just move beautifully. So we can see that that hit the 0.5 on this retrace, and which is normally kind of what happens in these positions. So these diagonal supports are a cheats way, an easy way if you don't know how to use these indicators, as to how to find the levels of re-entry. So I've shown it a couple of times. I showed it with DOT probably about a month ago, and that came down and corrected perfectly to those levels. So Matic, so this was, we made 140% on this chart. So we're coming down. Hang on, my channel has slipped.
This is a long-term hold of mine.
So this is moving really strongly. We've got a diagonal support. We have a cross support in this region. It's come down and it's nailed that cross support again. If you're in the 1,000 to million and you're doing that, so cross supports, they don't, probably 95% of the time they bounce. Occasionally, due to pattern, they do fail, but it's a 3% trade that you're losing. So, if you did enter here and you targeted the resistance region, so resistance region was here. So if we we had an order here and we were targeting that region. So we've got an almost 40% move on Matic. So, you can see how easy it is. I know I make it look easy, but it is actually easy to just draw a couple of lines that intersect and then target like the resistance regions. So, that's kind of what we're doing. I've got a video up on the 1,000 to million site that shows you how to do cross supports, that shows you how to do the resistance regions, and basically talks you through the theory.
It's a very good video, Lisa. It's a very good video. I'll put a link below to it, and the Pororo Crypto Club people that are meeting me tomorrow night, please watch that before I arrive so I don't have to explain it all to you again.
So this is Acoin, which is in a bit of a correction at the moment. So they've just released big news that they are, helping out medical stuff and doing a lot of payroll stuff for medical in Africa. So this is one that's going to start sort of moving, and that will be like a monthly thing. Once they do the payrolls in it, they will be using the Acoin to do that. So it's just going to keep going up and up. So we've had 70% so far in a minor correction. I've left the fibs on here. We have almost come down to 3.382 on this retrace, so it should hang around that region and then turn around.
Been your only coin of the week that I didn't buy, and I didn't buy it for any other reason than the fact that I couldn't complete the KYC on the one exchange that the thing's on.
Yeah, Bittrex is taking a little bit long with the KYC at the moment. So they've got an influx of people trying to get, because there's a couple of coins that are only on Bittrex. Right. So they've had an influx with people wanting to do KYC, and I know they are struggling a little bit to get through all of that. So this is Cake. Obviously, this is Cake is Pancake Swap, which is kind of like Uni Swap, which is, I'm not a huge fan of these exchanges that don't use stop losses, but if you're after a quick gamble, this is actually on Binance. So I'm, all down for trading coins on Binance because I can put an OCO order and, away we go. So this took off. It was Pancake or Shrove Tuesday, I believe, in the UK. So we had this massive big run. So that's the thing, guys, and I keep saying it when we've is
this coming back to your same theory of buying everything with ox in it for the
year?
Yes,
it is. So it's like when we have these days where people look at these coins and they're like, okay, Pancake Day cake, let's buy this. So it went
almost
crazy.
Sophisticated investors out there.
This is crypto. They've all got stupid names. So, somebody said, can you do some stupid coin? I'm like, no, it's got the dumbest name I've ever heard. I can't even think of what it was. It was so stupid. I'm just like, is this what my life is coming to? So this has got a little bit of sideways. I think, once this correction's over, it's going to go crazy again. A lot of the coins and tokens on Pancake Swap at the moment are in corrective phases, so just be careful with those. KMD,
Komodo. Wait till next year's Pancake Tuesday.
There's probably a cake day somewhere in the world. So... yeah, or a baking fair or something. Maybe everyone should be buying bake. I haven't looked at that chart, so yeah. So I've added some targets on Komodo. Now they've got a whole heap of stuff coming out. They are doing a whole heap of AMAs and Discord videos and everything. So there has been links in my tweets. So search my tweets and have a look as to all the dates and everything that are happening for Komodo and what they're announcing. So it's really, really cool. This is SFP, which is Safe Pal Wallet. Obviously, this had an epic 3,000% move when it listed on Binance. So show them. I don't think that's one of my coins, but obviously it's hitting targets.
What was that one? Hard USDT.
Yeah, hard
coin.
Hard's another weird one that people have. So hard I started looking at because of 1 inch.
I've just registered hard token because I've actually, I've securitized HardForking now. In fact, I need to talk to you about that after the show because I'm giving you some shares, Lisa, if you want them. Nice. But yeah, we're the hard token.
Yeah, well, there's already a hard token there.
So no, we're an equity. We're not a
yeah. So this is XFP. It is like in a strong consolidation pattern. Everyone's like, oh, it's dying. It's not. Look, it's so sideways. It's not funny. This is a really good project. Yeah, and I think it's just going to continue. So once this consolidation finishes, it's going to take off. So I'll quickly have a look at hard. It's going off.
Good God. They've got my name. I should have checked that, I suppose.
Oh, can't spell today. Hard.
That is a hard one.
I know. Okay, so it's correcting. That's why it's coming down. It's actually not too bad at the moment. Oh, it's got a little bit more correction and then it's going to come up. So it may see around, hang on, the $1.55 to $1.60-ish mark before it takes off again. So it's got a little bit of more correction in this range here, and then it should take off. So it's one that I've been watching, just due to the fact of the 1 inch jokes that I was telling everyone's going, is it getting hard? And it's like, well, I'll have a look.
Lisa.
Anything I can make a joke out of. So it's like, yeah, make it funny.
Okay.
Can I look at 9 inches? Somebody's just asked me. This is ICX. Oh, it's come down. It doesn't look, it's, hang on, move my little star. So it's still got a little bit more of a drop in this region to this cross support. It bounced on this first cross support. So again, if you are playing cross support, so this first cross support to the resistance would have given you 13%. So as you can see, you don't have to just go the 3%. So this is 13% on this one, coming down to another cross support. So this one here, once it hits, should target about 15%. So this cross support is on this line. So it's about $1.77 before we get a bounce. It is the lower support as well, the second support line, which should hold here and then continue up. So Icon this week started staking on Binance. So it had a nice run up. And at the moment, just a small correction, but it's nothing major, and then we'll continue higher. Loopring is in
another favorite of mine. Good layer 2 project.
Yeah, it's a good layer 2 project, but it keeps tapping on this channel, so I'm not I don't know if it's going to hold or not. So
I've been holding it for over a year.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
Not as dumb as I look, Lisa.
I'm just like, why? Holding it for over a year.
Oh, it's done all right.
Let's have a look at how much profit Sean has made for over a year.
Look at that.
Ooh, 1,200%. That's not bad, Sean.
You get a new pair of shoes with that.
Shiny crocodile ones.
I'm all about the crocodile shoes, Lisa. How'd you know?
So this is Quantum or Qtum. It's doing really well. It's come down. It's hit this cross support again. Another cross support. It's going to come down and retest this diagonal support, which is about the 6.1 to 6.2 mark, and then continue up. This has like amazing stuff happening as well, and a few sort of releases over the last week. So that's why we've had this big run on this. Ava, obviously we had one on the show. So it's in a channel. So this channel is sort of, where we're seeing these sort of sideways sort of crawling up as we go. So if you watched the interview that we did with one the other day, they have some big news coming with airlines and just with the general integration of the platform that you don't need to.
More to the point, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it.
Yeah, go and watch it. Go and see what
Yeah.
we're talking about here, because
Spend an hour of your lives if you're going to buy these things and watch the founder talking about the project with Lisa. There's loads of info in there.
Yeah, he was like letting us know what was happening, and he was slipping in little bits and pieces along the way. So yeah, make sure that you are watching that.
Lisa, isn't it nice in crypto where you've actually used the project before?
Yeah, no, it's
Really?
nice to be able to use the project. And it's like, you know, somebody tagged me in a post, somebody just bought 27 days accommodation with their Ava. It's like on the whale calls. And, you know, so it's a usable project, and, you know, you can spend all your crypto on there. Even though you can't travel, a lot of places are doing sort of local travel. Like I know in Australia, we can travel all around Australia. So, you know, at the moment, so it's actually really, really good.
Thank you for putting that one back on my radar, actually. I mean, I used this quite a while back. And I really like this. I mean, this potentially is really going to be a long hold for me, actually, something I accumulate.
So a lot of these coins and tokens, this is hot or hollow, are just doing these insane moves just with news coming out. Obviously, if they haven't moved, they're about to move. So if you're a speculator, go through and have a look at, you know, pretty much the top 100 to 200 coins, and have a look at the ones that haven't moved, and then, you know, put a little bit of money, not financial advice, but more than likely they will move. So this is hollow. It's in a correction at the moment. So, you know, everyone on Twitter is asking me about it. It's like when we're getting into these levels here, when we're seeing the MACD that's like literally 90 degrees, you do not get in this chart. It's too easy. It's like, you know, there's always potential that it's going to come down. It's now
unless Elon Musk tells you to.
Well, not even now that Elon Musk tells you to. A lot of the coins and stuff that he's like pumping out there are not doing, people are just like, oh, Elon Musk said it, and they, you know, not really doing anything. Well, obviously he said something about SpaceX, said something about Dent, and Dent had a bit of a run, but a lot of these coins and tokens have moved a lot more without his help. Like this one here, Hot, has, you know, has absolutely gone on a tear today. But we can see that, you know, it does need to correct. The RSI in this region hit 87, which is like super high. Anything above 70, you need to be really careful entering. So if you've got just the standard sort of trading view, not the paid version, you can put your RSI on there, and, you know, just keep an eye on like these charts when they're sort of like even a 4-hour chart. You can see that this 4-hour chart got to 81. So this really needs a correction. It kind of needs to come back down to about the 50-ish mark. So, you know, I'd be saying that it's going to go down to this 26 sort of ish region before it sort of maybe even thinks about turning around. So yeah, it's just, and people ask me on Twitter to chart them, and I'm just like, if it's not already there, it's kind of pointless because it's already overbought. So it needs a correction. So if we're looking, that's this is about the 26, 27 mark on this diagonal. So, you know, you've got a little bit of sort of confirmation that that's where it's going. So if we draw here, we've got a cross support in this region, which is 26.6, so 26.6 on this. So we should get a bounce at that point, and, you know, hopefully it'll hold. So yeah, so that's kind of what I see with these charts. And the reason I do not put some of them up is because if I haven't been trading them, it's just craziness to start putting up charts just because they've moved. So, and especially when they're so overbought and do need a correction. Because if I put a chart up and you enter there and then you're yelling at me because you've bought the top. So, because a lot of people don't understand that that's how these charts work. So it's my slap for the day.
Yeah, I got a slap earlier today, people, so don't feel bad if you got one there as well.
I don't get slaps often. So this is PokerStarter, which is another dot project, obviously with the name. So it hit my first target. So we're going to come down. We may enter this buy zone green region again where I've bought. So I normally always sell the first target and then I rebuy. That's pretty much how it works. I'll be laddering into this trade again. So 30%. It's a really new pattern. So a lot of these ones that we have been trading that have been doing the 500 to 600% are in these massively new patterns. So obviously because they're new coins and tokens, but yeah, potentially this has 200%. Really good project, and I think it's going to go a long way. Another one to look at, which I don't have a chart for today, is Chain X, and I think it's on HotBit. So, and there's whispers that that's going on to Binance soon. So it's one that I have.
Whispers.
I like some whispers. Yeah,
I said everyone likes whispers. That's what crypto's all about.
It is, isn't it? So
oh yeah.
I get lots of whispers. Some of them I just go, whatever. And the other ones I actually listen to. So this is RSR. So it is coming down. We have a cross support. I think we've got a little bit more correction. It is bouncing. We have got a diagonal support in this region, but I do think that it is going to continue down. So I am going to be buying. I'm a buyer for this at around the 4.5. It's got lots of zeros. So 0.45 to 0.46. I'm a buyer on this. I think it's still continuing down. So I don't think this will hold on RSR. So reason being, this is a daily. The daily has crossed on the MACD. The RSI for me, if I draw it probably will see a bounce here, but I do see this sort of so the RSI you can TA the RSI, and I know the Crypto Mist always loves to put fibs on her RSIs. I don't know if I'd necessarily put fibs on them, but we can see we've got a little bit more of a drop on the RSI here. We should get to around 47.5 on this RSI before this continues up. So that is in line with this further drop down to this position. So if you're reading the RSI, you can sort of tell where it's sort of going with the waves. So really good indicator to continue to watch and know where waves are going and where they're sort of, because there is support and resistance on the RSI. Some really good videos that you can find on YouTube as well. So heaps of people have done RSI videos. And that's it. And I'll just have a quick look to see if there was anything anyone wanted to have a look at.
Now, do me a favor, people. I've got this crypto meetup, and it's just been a bit of a reminder to me that some of the newbies, the level of knowledge is really basic. I think probably the majority of people watching the show have got a decent amount of knowledge from what I can tell. But any questions, please send them to us, because I am going to be making a number of videos in the coming week to really help those entry level people. So things like RSI, yes, you can go and find some videos. We will make some specific content ourselves as well, in addition to the hundreds of videos that you can find on the website and on the YouTube channel. But please let us know where your information gaps are. Lisa, well done again. I know you're not feeling the greatest today. So that was another epic performance from you.
Another epic performance. So I've got, before we go, I will actually, hang on. Let me share the screen again.
Before we go, I want to, who is this one dislike that's showing up again? Show yourself.
That's because you said it. So it's just like, there's probably going to be 10 in a minute.
Come on, people. Can everyone who hasn't hit
somebody
the
asked
like
in
button?
the chat for SNX. So this is SNX. So it's on a diagonal. It really needs to hold this. This is a 6-hour chart. Both the MACD and the RSI is in a position that it can turn around. So it should do very shortly, as long as we start getting some volume in. There's still a lot of sell volume happening, but that should turn around. So
very good project, by the way, isn't it?
It is a really good project.
In fact, when I asked you to give me a few early last year, that was one of the ones that you said you'd be a smart boy to own this, Sean, and I did.
Amazing.
When I look back at my MetaMask wallet, it was one I sold way too early. So yeah. Actually, could you just quickly go back to that chart, Lisa, because it is one that I'm thinking about re-entering.
Yeah, so I think this chart in this region, I think we've still got lots and lots of room to go. So, you know, if I draw my way of doing my, we could come down in this region maybe to around the 20-ish mark if it breaks this support here. So there's another diagonal support. We can see that this is a cross support in this region. And we've had a nice bounce on that one. So another plus for the cross support. So we can see that, you know, 68% bounce on that one. So you can't go wrong with a cross support. So, you know, this is the 1,000 to million site. This new video that I did the other day is a 10-minute video, how to set it up, what to do. You know, if you're really unsure, ask me questions. Chris McKay, who is Rippleton, New Zealand, and Boyd are both amazing on Twitter, and they answer so many questions on there. And I've got so many amazing people that when I've been in meetings this week, I come back and all the questions are answered, and it's like, I don't even need to do anything anymore. So it's awesome. So yeah, so many people
post your charts as well, people. Post the trades you're making. Everyone, you know, there's a nice little community here to help you.
Yeah. So if you're unsure,
just say, Lisa, shout out to Chris.
You know, when you're doing drawing the diagonals on the cross supports, that you're including the wicks, because that'll give you the best entry. And, you know, it'll help with it not hitting your stop loss. Because I know a few people are saying it's hitting their stop loss. You do need to include the wicks. So, and that will give you those best entries. Ladder into the trades. You only need to have a couple of like 2 or 3 little ladders in those trades to hit them. And then OCO orders. But all here on the 1,000 to millions.tumblr.com. And, you know, obviously on the YouTube here, it's a 10-minute video, how to do it. You're still not sure, please ask me questions, and I am more than happy to help. I want to see everyone at our millionaire party, which is going to be in a year's time, hopefully when COVID finishes and we can all travel again. We'll all be somewhere and all millionaires. So
exactly. We can use Travala awesome to get there.
We will. We'll be buying.
What token are we going to be spending behind the bar?
Yeah. So update on my progress. I got bitten by the dog the other day. It's like, ouch, 3% loss. And then woke up in the morning and I'm like, ouch. But back on track at day 51. I've only done 20 trades to date because I am super busy. I've got my normal trades running, and then this is something else that I'm doing just to show you guys that it's so possible to just do a, you know, minimal amount of work and then be making this money. So obviously, you know, I started at $1,000. I'm now at nearly $4,500, and, you know, after only 20 trades. So this is the most epic way of doing, you know, of just making some money in crypto, and it's super easy to do so. Now, if you are wondering where any of the coins are tradable. So you can click on, say you want to trade ADA. I've been talking about it. You just go to CoinMarketCap, click on markets. We go down here and we've got about 5,000 bazillion markets for ADA and exchanges. So you can trade it pretty much anywhere. Some of the smaller coins, obviously.
It's AGI, Lisa, that's on Binance. Where else can you?
So if we go AGI, Singularity, and we click on the markets. So we've got Binance, KuCoin, Uniswap, Atomars, I've never heard of that one, HitBit, CoinDCX, and Balancer. So there's a few markets there to trade it on. So on Uniswap, obviously, it's wrapped Ether. On KuCoin, it's ETH, and Binance is a BTC pair. Like once it goes to ADA, there are strong rumors that it's going to be paired to many, many other sort of stable coins and coins. So probably to the BUSD, USD, USDT. So yeah.
Excellent.
Perfect. So I think that is, and if you are wanting to look through on CoinMarketCap, if you're looking for something to trade, let's go back to here. So I've told everyone this before. So basically I go through, I do a quick scan, and I have a look what's not moving. So XRP is in the red. So that's one I'd be looking at the chart. Stellar, again, another one in the red. I'd be waiting. That one's still in correction, so I haven't put it up yet. But I would be looking at these charts, the ones that are not in these massive rises, like obviously wrapped Bitcoin is like just on a tear. Uniswap in a minor correction, but it's still going up. So, we can see NEM still going up. So they're not trades that I would be looking at entering. So AAVE. So these ones that are red and have been red for like 1 or 2 days, I'd be starting to look at. So as to, I'm going
to have to catch up with you on Twitter because Aave is one that I'm also looking to re-enter.
Yeah, so AVAX, one that I've had previously on Twitter, looks like it's starting to bottom out on this CoinMarketCap sort of pattern. So I would be looking at the chart. So we've got DAI, Algorand, Algo. So a few of these have been in a correction for an extended period of time. Film, again, red, it's been red for a couple of days. Compound's been red for about 3 days. So these are all charts that, you need to start sort of looking at. So if you wake up every morning, have a quick look at CoinMarketCap, see which coins are red, make notes of them, come back the next day. If they're still red, then, I'd be looking at sort of where they are in pattern as to whether you're going to buy them or not. So UMA is one of my charts that's on Twitter. It's in a corrective pattern. It's broken out and it's now just correcting and retesting as support, and it's going to take off very soon. So this one's been red 2 days, and usually in this market, the most you get is 2 days.
Very good.
There we go.
I hope you learned something today, kids. So AGI, coin of the week, Singularity Net. I've actually met a number of people on that project over the last few years. Hasn't actually been on my radar for a while, so interesting that it's the coin of the week. Very good, Lisa.
Now that you've said there was one dislike, there's now 2 dislikes. So guys, smash the like button.
Yeah, come on.
And
smash the likes.
by doing that, then it sort of helps with the algorithm and gets us out to the people that need to see this show and need to learn how to trade crypto and come into the community. So the more people that come into the crypto community, the more money that comes into the community, the more money we all make.
Absolutely. And, it'll be great to see more of you posting your trades on Twitter. Chris Mackay's sort of been doing that regularly, as you've mentioned. Lisa, he's been going great guns. I will be doing that myself. So please hit the like button. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be looking very closely at BYBIT in the coming weeks. So if you are an experienced trader, you can help this channel out by just effectively using our link to sign up there. So we would appreciate that. And please send us your questions, things that you maybe that you need a bit of help with. We make multiple shows on this channel, and Lisa is there for you all on the daily on Twitter. I don't know when you sleep, Lisa.
I need to say hi because she's a regular here and, always on Twitter. Vishal and Spartan. Crypto Puppet, Crypto Kitty Meow. I love that name, and that person talks to me. So I don't know if these are boys or girls most of the time. So I have the most amazing supportive community on Twitter, and you are all amazing, and love you all.
Yeah.
Who's disliking us? That's just rude.
I think it's okay. So it's only 2. We'll hang in there. We'll keep doing this for free for you all. It is actually you're a nice group of people. Of some of my other shows, we've had some absolute howlers with some of the people that started following. But yeah.
We've got 230 people watching live, which is really, really cool. So the last video that we did, every week we get more and more views, and it's very cool that more and more people are sort of seeing this and learning a few things here and there. So, I try to put something in each week so that you guys can all learn. And so there is
let your friends know we're here. Please tell them about us. That'll be great.
Especially with Bitcoin going to 100K. So, everyone's got laser eyes on Twitter for 100K. And it's epic. It's an epic time to be alive. We've all been waiting for this since 2017, and we got that all-time high and the world's longest bear market, and for all that stayed this whole entire time, you guys deserve this.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a long slog, especially I had the website, the HardForking website for a number of years before the bear market, but I launched the YouTube channel literally as the bear market began. So they were tough videos for a long time.
Yeah. So with people all like going, this is crypto sucks. It's like, it's a scam, but no. So it's not a scam with, more demand coming into the market, the supply gets eaten up. So, that's how trading works. That's how coins rise. And watch the news that comes out on all of these coins and tokens as to sort of what you should be trading and what you should be looking at. If you're a speculator, go through the coin market cap, as I said, and have a look at the coins that haven't moved in the last sort of month, and maybe put a little bit of money, not financial advice, into some of those. And
No, absolutely. And just in closing, Lisa, look, obviously it's not financial advice, people. It's your money. You got to, make your own minds up. But I really do like what you're doing with the 1,000 to 1 million. I just know from my own experience, having that discipline to, set the stop loss, stay in control of it, be in control of your emotions, and be methodical about it. It's a very different way of thinking to, buying that thing and just letting it ride, or being obsessed and over trading. And I see a lot of people doing that.
Oh, I see so many people over trading in this market and losing money. So, if you start doing the 1,000 to 1 million and you start sort of working out where to place your orders and, where to place your stop losses, you'll start making money even in those bigger moves.
Yeah. And be in control of your emotions. Look at Lisa. Look how calm she is, even with food poisoning. It's amazing. Okay. Thank you so much.
And Sean got a slap for asking me about Uniswap coins, in case anyone's wondering.
I'm an experienced trader, Lisa.
That was speculative.
Well, look, I mean, it is interesting to see how this market is playing out. We saw that massive uptake in Uniswap. Obviously, Sushi Swap sort of came back from the dead there after all its drama with Chef Nomi or whatever his name was, or her name. But yeah, look, I mean, the landscape is evolving fast. I mean, BNB. As much as I've maybe had some issues with Binance in the past, I mean, look, they continue to innovate. There's so much happening there. I did get some BNB yesterday.
They have such a vision, and it's like, I know there was a big falling out between CZ and my brother, but I've got to give it to CZ for his vision within the community. And it's just the growth coming out of Binance and the support of a lot of the up and coming cryptos coming through and putting those on the Binance chain is just incredible what they are doing and what the teams in there are doing. So, hats off to them. Really, really, some really amazing projects coming out.
I mean, I think we can probably agree on one thing. For me, the more decentralized, the better, and that's maybe why I sort of really took like a duck to water to these dexes, specifically Uniswap. But look, I hear you. I mean, the ability to trade with stop losses and so forth. I mean, let's see what version 3, what functionalities are being built in there. Well, I guess on that note, people, I just want to reiterate: you are still early. You really are. But one other thing I want to say.
Yes, and Eric Tank, get on to Jewel D. Jewel D is an amazing, and it's like if I've got to go onto a DEX, it'll be Jewel D.
I think the fundamentals for Bitcoin just continue to get stronger as well, people. Yeah. And, a lot of these newbies are telling me they've missed the boat. It's too expensive to buy.
You haven't missed the boat. You can own a part of a Bitcoin. You don't have to own a whole one. You can say that I own Bitcoin, even if you own 0.001 of a Bitcoin. So you still own Bitcoin.
Yeah. And you've got to outperform Bitcoin at the end of the day if you're trading anything else. So always bear that in mind. Keep stacking sats, as much as I hate that saying. I just said it.
I can't believe you just said that.
On that note, I'm going to go now before I say
something. I'm going to slap him. Slap. There you go, Sean. Slapped him off.
Give me a few slaps today, Lisa. But yeah, anyway, you're gonna hang around and have a chat with me now. And listen, thank you, audience. You're a good bunch. We enjoy making this content for you. I really appreciate all the positive comments that are coming in on the regular. Now get over and
if I ever get through contract negotiations with my film, it's super stressful, and that's why I've been sort of in and out of Twitter today and last week. I do have contract negotiations with 2 films now. So one's called Blink and the other one is called Coin Runners. Coin Runners is my cryptocurrency film. And yeah, huge. So I actually think we might get some news on Blink before, and there's massively huge, big A-list person that is in negotiations with. So
any hints? Any hints? Are you allowed to? I suppose you're not allowed to do that.
I can't tell you.
Okay. Lisa, thank you so much. I know you literally spent hours and hours and hours getting ready for this show, but also with everything you're doing on Twitter on the daily. Massively appreciated by myself and everyone watching. So thank you once again for that.
Hey, Marcy, buy eGold.
Not financial advice, Marcy. Let me know when you do.
It is financial advice for you, Marcy. I've never done enough. That you need to.
Okay. Look, I hope you've all enjoyed the show.
As we ramble on, smash the like button before we go, and love you. Catch us on Twitter, Sean on HardForking, and
see you all next week, or see you on